Hello everyone and welcome back to Minecraft, but I only get 1 hour to play every single month. This of course being month 2. The first thing I do is start off by increasing my border area to a 1000 by 1000 block distance. This of course being one of the major rules of the game. Every single month I increase my area and hopefully within that time get a stronghold within that distance in hopes to beat the Ender Dragon by the end of the year. Now if you don't remember the previous episode, I basically ended up with nothing, but I made a quick rule in order to allow me to cheat just once in order to be able to have some of my stuff back. At the start of this one of course you can see me smelting iron and building up a set of armor and tools in order to start my journey into my new area. Gladly I had just enough iron and resources for this, but I still did not have enough wool to create a bed. But with my newfound distance, I should be able to find it eventually. After I got done crafting all my resources, I began walking around and collecting more trees to add to my various collection of logs. Then I used my last piece of iron in order to create me a shield, hopefully to help me from dying to skeletons again like I did last time, a lot, and maybe even prevent a few creeper blasts in order to, preserve my life just a little bit longer. Then I took the rest of my resources that were lying around, excluding the torches because I didn't feel like picking them up, and then I fought a zombie really fast in order to prepare myself for my inevitable future. Gladly most zombies are not very good at surviving iron swords. I see the sun rise in the distance and it reminds me that I'm ever so closer to it, now than more than ever. Then I begin my great swim onto the next island that I have yet to see. A little bit of glow lichen lighting up some caves, reminding me that Minecraft can add as much ambience to the game as possible with still adding 0 features. Then I get attacked by a trident that misses me very poorly multiple times, and I come across a pack of wolves and remind myself I have some bones, and then I do everyone's favorite game is, can I get a wolf? After training my newfound furry friends, I found a massive herd of sheep, which of course means that I'm going to get a ton of wool and allow me to make a bed finally. Ultimately meaning I can finally find a resting point and a start to a new home, an actual home, that can hopefully help me start collecting resources, building up the ability to be able to eventually go to the nether and actually start the journey of, completing the game. After crossing the hill, I found a small cave entrance that provoked my interest due to its little waterfall and a small amount of moss, meaning I could eventually find another luscious cave. After beating the small entente at the beginning of the cave, I started my descent into the madness. Going further into the cave, eventually I saw some gold ore that I was going to attempt to catch. Of course, I was kind of sparse for blocks, even though I had just broken a chest, considering I didn't really do a lot of collecting things in the last episode. I did more dying than anything. The good news is, though, the majority of this is all held together by water. I can get up without using any blocks, and I can get a ton of resources while I'm down here. The sweet, sweet, luscious iron. I could have sworn that luscious caves were supposed to be completely mobless, but every single time I've headed into one, I've noticed that I do still see bad mobs. They want to kill me and eat my brains and all that. So I'm not entirely sure how the luscious caves works. If someone wants to kind of explain it in the comments below, but as far as I'm aware, I remember them advertising as a sanctuary under the earth, but it seemingly is not that. Peeking over the edge, I was able to find that there was a massive strip of cave that exits from the luscious cave and is full of very dangerous people and basically 0 resources to even bother going down there for. At this point, I felt like it would make the most amount of sense to breed my dogs. They were already hurt and I wanted to ensure that they actually have decent health going on, so I can guarantee that, and also add a member to the pack. Also notice that the achievement is called the parrots and the bats, which I do think is kind of silly that they made that achievement before we had bees in the game, and then it reminded me that we have bees in the game because I really don't know why we have bees in the game. I actually have no idea what the point is. I like the idea of waxing copper. That's kind of cool. It's a neat little add-on. Don't really know why it was necessary for that. I do like the bees, but that was an entire update. Does anyone remember the fact that we had a whole update just for bees? Wasn't it 1.15? Isn't that crazy? Right after we had a nether update, but right before that, we just had an update with bees. For the whole year, I'm pretty sure we just had an update with just bees. Isn't that nuts? That's actually they spent a year doing that. That's crazy to me. That's what we did, and its purpose didn't even appear until 1.19. When did they add in copper? I don't even know anymore. After I left the cave, I began to swim up the little waterfall, leading me to a small little lake. Once again, seeing a bunch of ice. I don't know if this whole world is frozen or something, but it really seems like it. I did find a snowy beach though, and those are kind of rare, so that was neat. Not a whole lot to say about this area. It's a very ugly map. I was very unlucky to get this seed. I then came across a taiga biome, which is, to me at least, still one of the cooler looking biomes in Minecraft. I think it's just really nice looking. I just wish we had a different colored wood. Spruce is cool, but that's 2 different forests with spruce in it, and in my opinion, redwood would go crazy. I know we have mangrove trees, the kind of that color red, but dude, imagine a deep red tree. That would just go crazy. This biome already is kind of cool and neat. It would be just, it's already decently rare. So I'd say, you know, throwing in some big old fat red trees, mix it up. I think it'd be kind of cool. Or maybe only the big trees are the red ones and then like the other ones are spruce. I don't know, just something neat. Also passing through, I eventually found the, you know, world border, which is wild. Didn't think I'd be seeing that so soon, but that told me that that's where I need to be because ultimately I do need to continue moving no matter what I do. Sure, I can set up a base here, but like, you know, at some point I do need to keep moving because I don't remember how many blocks it is, but it's like, was it 10,000 blocks away from spawn is where you find a stronghold? Maybe I'm wrong about that. I have no idea. It's more than 1,000 though. I know that it's not like right next to spawn. After climbing the mountain, I found out that the mountain is basically a giant cave. Like, it's almost entirely hollow and it is nuts down there. I was tempted to go down and I even did go down, but it wasn't really worth it, and I realized that it is not worth putting up a fight and dying. Like, look at all those skeletons, bro, and the creepers and the bats and the zombies, like literally everything, and some coal. The reward is some coal for going down there. I passed over the top of the hollow hill and eventually came across what I thought would be an absolutely amazing spot to lay a little house on top of, at least for now. It probably won't be a permanent location. It gave me a nice little steady ground to overlook the area, along with actually giving me a decently flat area that I can build off of, or at least expand from. I wouldn't really call the hill flat. To be completely honest with you, I think it makes the most amount of sense to just do a little time lapse of me building this because it took a really long time doing a whole lot of nothing trying to build this thing. When heading at the bottom of my house, I did see a little crevice that I was going to peek through to see if I could find any resources in it. I found literally one thing of iron, so it wasn't really worth going down here. Though I did find some nice little dogs, and they were the new breed. I don't really know what they're called, but it's like, you know, the dark dogs. They seem cool. You know, find at least one of these dogs that would become mine. I only had 4 bones though, so it wasn't really looking very promising, but I got one off the first try, which was perfect. Then I went over to this dog and proceeded to waste every other bone that I had, so, you know, that sucks. After basically finding nothing in that cave, I decided that I was going to do a nice little dig through and see how far I can go down, only to be met with another luscious cave. I swear this whole world is just luscious caves. I didn't ask if you liked lush cave.
I like lush cave.
I know you do. Oh my god. Come look at the lush cave then. You can feature in the video. You can talk about the lush cave with me. Let's all take a gander at the lush cave. We'll watch the little segment.
Did you go down in it?
I mean, yeah, I'm breaking the moss as we speak. Then I had to make my little way down though. It took me a second. I had to figure out how I was gonna go about placing block. You've seen one of these before?
Not by myself.
Yeah, they're not. This one isn't very good though. It's big, but it ain't very pretty. It's like very scary. Some glow squids. Those things are useless. This is just gonna be thrown in the middle of it.
Okay.
No, like thinking about what I'm saying. I'm just going for it.
Oh, it's gonna take you a minute though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's gonna take me a second to get down there, but eventually I was just like, I don't care anymore, and I just jumped. Well, oh my god, that was wet. That is going in. That was nasty.
Can you actually put that
yes.
in the video?
Oh my god. Go check. But ignoring what just happened there, I think eventually I made a bucket and I had to like water my way down here because there's no way. That was gross. Go check.
Do you call them like the Fishians or something?
The Fishians? Never once as
What do you call them?
I don't think they have a name. I found diamonds, by the way. I didn't really get to commentate on that because you just threw that out of the... Oh my god. But as I said, I did grab a bucket of water in order to head down there, and I left some up there in order for me to swim back up. Gladly, the base of it was decently made of water, so I was able to just get down here really easily. I also somehow managed to find a natural spawning cobblestone generator, which was kind of funny. I didn't think that could happen, but here we are. I also found the world border again, so that's cool. Good to know that I'm blocked off from half the good things, including some diamonds. Hopefully I'll remember that next time I go to play. I probably won't though. I was actually extremely lucky to find all of these. 3 diamonds in the same place is not something you see very often. After collecting every resource I needed, I started heading back towards the surface because I was slowly running out of time. After finally heading all the way back up, I got back to my base and to all my dogs, which I'll probably end up forgetting next time I, play the game, but they'll be here for something. I might make them fight the dragon with me, see how long they last during that. There is dog armor now, so I could try to, keep them alive a little long. With that being said, I hope all of you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you next month. And hopefully in that month, I can actually go to the Nether and start actually preparing for the end of the game.